Before we get to the video, check out my Patreon linked in the description of this video, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content such as sneak peeks at projects like upcoming videos, dioramas, stop motions, photography. You'll get a shout out in videos like this one. I also take video requests. You can see behind the scenes of my stop motions in toy photography, as well as exclusive stop motions in photography. Again, you get all these perks on my Patreon for $5 a month. Link to join in the description of this video. Now let's get to it. Okay, here we go. Thank you for clicking on this video, you guys. So as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we have some more interesting Hasbro interview info to cover in this video. So sit on back, grab a snack, and listen to me ramble. So this is an interview that was done by TFW 2005 with Mark Clonis, who is one of the lead Transformers designers over at Hasbro. This was done in June a few months ago. I got a couple more videos dropping on this, and then I'll be done covering this interview. So this first question that I want to go over here is, are you interested in doing a more accurate G2 Megs? And Mark answered, I love all Megatrons. I loved painting up that Tiger Stripe Megs in Selects. So kind of a vague answer here. It seemed, you know, when I cover these Instagram DMs and these interviews, it seems like Evan kind of gives off more of like a detailed confirmation or deny answer, and then Mark, you know, he says something but it's a little bit more vague, you know, giving people a tease but not too much. So it seems like obviously G2 Megatron is something they would get to at some point, but he's not confirming or denying if they've been talking about it or when it's coming out, which is something that Evan does occasionally with stuff. But I definitely think a more accurate G2 Megatron is coming at some point down the line. They're not going to skip doing another Megatron figure, especially one as iconic as his G2 design. And, you know, that one from 2020, that was basically just a repaint of G1 Megatron, which is absolutely pathetic. That just doesn't cut it. No one likes that figure, unless if you want to use it as like a Mega Storm for your Beast Wars 2 shelf or something like that. But yeah, I think a new G2 leader class Megatron is probably on the horizon in the next few years. I would not be surprised. So this question here, TFW asked, will more Pretender updates happen? And Mark answered, Pretenders are a really complicated nut to crack, unfortunately. I know the scales were all over when we came up with merging the shells with the bots. Some liked it, some didn't. I've gotten some concepts I've thrown around for trying to really rebirth the shells to make sense. Not too shabby ideas, just gotta try to fit it in somehow. So I would love to see what ideas Mark is cooking up behind the scenes to kind of reimagine Pretenders in the modern era that seem that come across a bit more accurate to the lore that when they were originally introduced in the 80s, which I think would be nice. I really think Pretenders are really cool ideas, but I just don't know why Hasbro is taking so long and why Hasbro is sort of overthinking things here on giving us new updated Pretender figures. It's really just an odd situation. It's one of those things in Transformers that goes up there with getting updated Beast Machines and Energon figures. It really does seem like Hasbro is super cautious about doing updated Pretender stuff. And the ones that we have gotten have been weird amalgamations where some are good, some suck. And then there were those Power of the Primes basic class figures which weren't too great. So I just really hope whatever idea he's teasing here, it actually comes out in the next couple years and it's something good that represents the Pretenders well. And this next question here, would you want to do G1-ified movie characters like Blackout in the mainline? And Mark answered in all caps, yes, exclamation mark. So I really want to know, what characters would Mark and Evan and whoever else is involved would want to do as G1-ified versions in the Generations line? My own personal picks, I would love to see Barricade, even though we already kind of saw a lazy repaint of that a few years ago. But Bone Crusher, Blackout, Brawl, gimme Jazz, Ironhide, Sideswipe, the Wreckers, Sentinel Prime, Shockwave. Those would be some really cool designs to sort of tackle, even though I'm not like a big fan of the G1-ified stuff that Hasbro does for certain characters. Some of them work, some of them, or a lot of them really don't in my opinion, but there is a lot that they could pick from here that would turn into something pretty special for figures that could be some peak from Hasbro. I don't know, but the fact that he answered so positively towards this question, it really makes you think what's going on behind the scenes in terms of developing this idea into new product at some point, which I definitely think Hasbro is looking to expand upon in the coming years, because it's a question that keeps being brought up in interviews, in Instagram DMs, and a lot of people in the fandom have been asking for this for many years now. So I really do feel like it's going to be coming at some point soon. When? I have no idea. Could be 3 years from now, could be 7 years from now. We honestly have no idea. And this next question I want to cover here is, are you interested in doing the Micromaster combiners too? And Mark answered, haven't thought about those. So, yeah, I mean, Micromasters, they didn't really sell well when they brought them back during Siege and Earthrise, which is why they were canceled, and they brought in Core Class, and then that started not selling well, and then that was canceled this year. So, yeah, I mean, it just seems like this $10 price point is kind of dying out nowadays. I mean, there have been periods in the past where it kind of goes away for a bit, then it comes back as like a different name, whether it's Scout Class, Basic Class, or Legends Class. But I don't know, it just kind of seems like this price point and size class keeps getting canceled. But I don't know, it could come back. They could do like Micromaster pack-ins, whether that's for like a value pack or a Commander class figure or a Titan figure or something. That could easily happen. I mean, we just saw a Micromaster type figure with Star Convoy. We had that, what was it, Rodimus or Hot Rod or something. So I think they're probably just going to be pack-ins going forward, similar to what we have with the mini-cons. So, I mean, there's a lot of Micromaster characters that they haven't even touched. I mean, they barely scratched the surface with Micromaster stuff that they could redo in the modern era. So here's hoping that whenever they maybe do some more Micromasters, that they're, good figures. Because, the ones that they've done, I think they could do better on the articulation and the detail department. I think that's why a lot of collectors just don't really care about getting those Micromasters, because the articulation sucks, the detail sucks. The transformations, they don't have to be complex, obviously, but I think adding more of a head joint, some elbows, and some knees, because some of them don't have knees, I'm pretty sure. But definitely adding head swivel and elbows to a lot of those would help. But who knows? We may not even get a lot of Micromasters going forward. But the combiners, that's a totally different story. I mean, we've seen core class combiners before, like with Volcanicus and what was that, Dino King, I think, too, came out. So they've done that size of combiners, kind of, but in terms of the actual Micromaster combiners themselves, I honestly have no idea. It really can go either way. And, these obscure things, they either do them or they don't. And there is just so much to do with Transformers since everything is on the table nowadays. So I honestly don't know if or when they're going to get to Micromaster combiners. And this last question I want to cover here in the video is, Takara did a Masterpiece Raiden. Is he something you're interested in doing in the main line? And Mark answered, nah, it's cool for sure, and I am a train guy, it's just not on my wants right now. So yeah, this this does not strike confidence in Raiden fans of getting one in mainline generations. I think if you were to get one, it would be quite a ways away. It's definitely not top priority for Hasbro to do in the main line. I'd say at the earliest we could see one in like 10 years maybe, once they get a lot of those heavy hitter combiners and characters that people really want out of the way. So yeah, I mean, they just did the Masterpiece one. If you really want Raiden, if you're that big of a fan, you should just track down the MP. There might have been a third-party one too. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. But, if you just want one, I just go for the Masterpiece, because I would not expect a mainline one for a long time, especially with Mark's answer here. But, yeah, guys, that about does it for all the question and answers I wanted to cover here in this Mark interview. Let me know down in the comments below which of these answers perked you up the most. And, yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye.